Let's get weird into it. Number 8. The placebo of power. There are a few universal truths. The sun rises in the east. Gravity is a suggestion your body takes very seriously. And the close door button in most elevators is a complete and utter lie. It's a fake. A prop. A little plastic square of deceit wired to absolutely nothing. And yet, the moment you step into that metal box, your finger is magnetically drawn to it, pressing it with the urgency of a bomb disposal expert. You jab it once, twice, a third time for good measure. You're not just trying to close the door. You're trying to bend the fabric of space-time to shave 1.7 seconds off your trip to the 4th floor. This beautiful little charade is a masterclass in psychology. It's called a placebo button. And it exists for one reason: to give your frantic, over-caffeinated brain the illusion of control. Your brain, bless its heart, hates feeling helpless. Being trapped in a suspended metal crate, waiting for a series of pulleys and counterweights to do their job, is the definition of helplessness. But if you can do something, if you can press a button that lights up and makes a satisfying click, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. It says, see, I'm in charge here, I'm the captain of this vertical journey. It doesn't matter that the door was going to close anyway. In that moment, you believe you made it happen. You are the master of mechanical conveyance. It's the same reason we tap the top of a soda can or feverishly click the refresh button on a slow-loading web page. We're performing a tiny, pointless ritual to appease the gods of machinery and feel like we're steering the ship. Basically, elevator manufacturers installed a dummy button just to give your anxiety a comfort toy. Number 7. The Frantic Multi-Press. Observe a human in their natural habitat, standing before an elevator that is not arriving. The first press of the call button is calm, deliberate. A single, hopeful push. A small light confirms the request has been received. But after 10 seconds pass, an eternity in modern time, a primal panic begins to set in. The civilized veneer cracks. The second press is firmer, more insistent. The third is a rapid-fire jab. By the fourth, they're hammering it like they're trying to input a cheat code to summon the elevator instantly. This is your brain on a feedback loop from hell. You know, logically, that the first press did the job. The system has registered your request. But your brain's ancient, lizard-like core doesn't understand complex electrical engineering. It understands cause and effect in its most basic form. I do thing, thing happens. If thing not happen, I do thing harder. Mashing the button over and over is a form of magical thinking. You're not just calling an elevator. You're performing a desperate ritual to convince the building's soul to take pity on you. It's a complete breakdown of rational thought. You're trying to communicate with a machine through the medium of rhythmic violence. You might as well be chanting or throwing sticks at it. The elevator isn't going to come any faster, but the act of repeatedly pressing the button gives your agitated nervous system something to do. It's a physical outlet for your impatience. You're essentially telling the universe, my time is so important that the laws of physics should bend to accommodate my need to get to the dental appointment I'm already late for. And the universe, via the silent, unmoving elevator doors, is telling you to take a deep breath. Number 6. The sacred glow. There is no relief quite like the soft, warm glow of an elevator button after you've pressed it. That tiny photon emission is a confirmation, a promise, a digital handshake between you and the building's central nervous system. You press 12 and that little halo of light appears, whispering, I got you. We're going to 12. Just relax. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated satisfaction. Your mission is complete. Your intent has been logged. But then there's the flip side. The dark, existential horror of pressing a button and getting nothing. No light, no confirmation. Just the dead, hollow click of plastic on plastic. You press it again, a little harder this time, suspecting a mechanical failure. Still nothing. A cold dread washes over you. Did the button break? Does the elevator not go to that floor? Is this a philosophical test? Am I even real? In that split second, your brain short-circuits. You've been left on read by a machine. This reaction is all about feedback. Our brains are hardwired to seek confirmation that our actions have an effect on the world. The light is a reward. It's a tiny dose of positive reinforcement that says, good job, you successfully operated this simple interface. When that feedback is denied, it creates a jarring cognitive dissonance. You're left in a state of uncertainty, which the human mind absolutely despises. That's why you'll see someone jab a non-glowing button 5 or 6 times, each press more desperate than the last, until someone else in the elevator gently informs them, "Oh, someone already pressed it. The light is already on. You were just so lost in your own button-pressing drama that you didn't even see it." Number 5. The one-floor judgment. You walk into a crowded elevator on the ground floor. It's a silent, awkward gathering of strangers, all staring at their phones or the ceiling. The air is thick with the unspoken rule of elevator etiquette. Do not make eye contact. Do not speak. Do not exist too loudly. Then, someone steps forward. They clear their throat, and they press the button for floor number 2. A collective silent judgment ripples through the car. You can feel it. A dozen minds are screaming in unison. The stairs are right there. The one-floor rider has committed a cardinal sin of vertical transport. They have summoned this magnificent, energy-guzzling machine for a journey that could have been completed by a toddler with a moderate sense of ambition. In that moment, they are seen as lazy, inefficient, and an affront to the very concept of physical effort. It's a fascinating display of social psychology, where a group of total strangers forms a temporary, unified tribe to silently condemn one of its members for a perceived lack of hustle. This judgment is rooted in a concept called effort justification. We subconsciously believe that rewards should be proportional to the effort invested. An elevator is a reward for a long journey. To the 20th floor, the 50th, the penthouse. Using it for a single floor feels like cheating the system. It's like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Of course, you have no idea why that person is going to the 2nd floor. Maybe they're carrying heavy equipment. Maybe they have an invisible disability. Maybe they're a ghost who can't use stairs. But our brains don't care about nuance. They just see a violation of an unwritten social code, and the verdict is in. Guilty of extreme convenience. Number 4. Personal space panic. An elevator is not a room. It's a closet that moves. It's a high-stakes game of human Tetris where the goal is to not touch anyone, ever. The moment you step inside, you are implicitly agreeing to participate in a bizarre social ritual governed by a strict set of unwritten rules. Everyone knows the formation. If it's just 2 people, you stand in opposite corners. 3 people, you form a triangle. 4 people, 1 to each corner. Any more than that, and it's a free-for-all, but the primary directive remains. Minimize all physical contact and maintain maximum possible distance. Now introduce the button panel. This simple plastic rectangle becomes a source of immense social anxiety. If you're not the one standing next to it and your floor hasn't been pressed, you have a terrible choice to make. You must breach the sacred, unspoken perimeter of the person nearest the buttons. You have to extend your arm into their personal bubble, a zone so sacrosanct it might as well be surrounded by an invisible electric fence. The journey your hand makes from your side to that button feels like a mile-long trek across a minefield of social awkwardness. This is all thanks to proxemics, the study of how humans use space. We all have a bubble of personal space, and when a stranger enters it, our fight-or-flight response kicks in on a low, simmering level. Your heart rate might increase slightly. Your muscles tense. You're preparing for a threat that isn't there. You lean in, mutter a half-hearted "excuse me," jab your floor number with the speed of a striking cobra, and retreat back to your designated safe zone as fast as humanly possible. All this drama, just to go up a few floors. It's a miracle society functions at all. Number 3. The Button Custodian. In every group elevator ride, a hero emerges, or at least someone who thinks they are. This is the Button Custodian, the self-appointed guardian of the control panel. They are the person who, by chance or by design, ends up standing directly in front of the buttons. And once in that position of power, they take their new role with terrifying seriousness. They are no longer a passenger. They are the operator, the pilot, the Virgil guiding you through the vertical circles of the office building. When a new person gets on, the custodian will often turn to them with an expectant look, a silent, "What's your bidding, my lord?" They will press the button for you, sometimes even before you've had a chance to ask. They become the sole gatekeeper of floor selection. This behavior isn't just about being helpful. It's a micro-display of territoriality and social dominance. By controlling the panel, they control the elevator's destiny, and by extension, everyone in it. For 45 glorious seconds, they are in charge. This temporary adoption of a social role is surprisingly common. It's like when someone in a group project just decides they're the leader. The Button Custodian has accepted a responsibility no one asked them to take: turning a simple elevator ride into their own little fiefdom. The rest of us usually play along, meekly stating our floor number and offering a quiet, "Thank you," because challenging the custodian would be a breach of this fragile, impromptu social contract. So we let them have their moment. We let them be the captain of the 10 by 10-foot ship, knowing that as soon as the doors open, they'll go back to being a regular person who probably eats cereal for dinner. Number 2, the emergency stop temptation. There it is. The big red button. Sometimes it's behind a little plastic cover, adding a layer of theatricality to its forbidden allure. The emergency stop. The button you are never ever supposed to press unless you are in a legitimate life-or-death action movie-level crisis. It's the nuclear option of elevator controls. And your brain, that beautiful, chaotic traitor, can't help but whisper, "What if you did, though?" This is the call of the void, or what psychologists more formally call the high place phenomenon. It's that bizarre, intrusive thought you get when you're standing on a high ledge and your brain suddenly goes, "You could just jump." It's not that you're suicidal or want to cause harm. It's your brain's way of running a terrifyingly vivid safety simulation. It's exploring a dangerous possibility to reinforce the fact that you shouldn't do it. It's your survival instinct checking the fire alarms by, well, setting a tiny imaginary fire in your head. The emergency button is the corporate equivalent of a cliff's edge. Pressing it would cause immediate, albeit minor, chaos. It would stop the elevator, inconvenience everyone, and likely trigger an alarm. There is absolutely no logical reason to do it. And that's precisely why the thought is so tempting. It's a rebellion against order. It's a pure, unfiltered impulse in a world that demands constant self-control. Your rational mind knows it's a terrible idea, but for a split second, the little goblin in your amygdala just wants to see what happens when you push the big, shiny, forbidden candy-like button of doom. Your brain is basically a toddler with access to your entire nervous system. Number 1, the great button deception. Imagine this. You get into an empty elevator. You press the button for your floor, say number 10. The light comes on. Perfect. A moment later, someone else gets in and presses 7. Then another person gets in and presses 3. Now, the elevator is programmed to stop at 3, then 7, then 10. You know this. The elevator knows this. But what happens if you, the original passenger, decide to cancel your request? You press 10 again and the light goes off. Now, does the elevator get a new set of instructions? Does it recalculate its journey, skipping floor 10 entirely? The answer, in most modern elevators, is yes. But your brain has a hard time believing it. We are so accustomed to the finality of pressing a button that the idea of unpressing, it feels like a violation of the natural order. It feels like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube. This leads to a fascinating bit of psychological trickery where we actively try to game the system. Say you're on floor 1 and want to go to floor 10, but someone is holding the door for their slow-moving friend. You know this will add precious seconds to your trip. So, what do? You frantically press the door close button, our old placebo friend, as if that will hurry things along. But here's the real kicker. Some people will develop complex and completely fabricated theories about how elevators work. They'll hold down their floor button, believing it will turn the ride into an express trip, bypassing all other stops. This is a complete myth, but it's a myth born from our desperate need for agency. We want to believe there's a secret hack, a hidden command that will give us priority. It's the same impulse that makes us think we have a lucky slot machine. We are pattern-seeking creatures in a world of complex systems we don't fully understand. So we invent our own rules to feel a little more in command of the tiny, moving box we've willingly trapped ourselves in. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.